And Joel Tilson asks, I've never seen a picture of Joel before.
Isn't he a lovely man?
Yes, he is. But he's asking, I think the question many are going to be asking us today, will the big, beautiful bill, destroy MAGA and the GOP? I hope to God, yes. But anyway.
Well, let's go. You want to go into it? You want to start with this first one?
Well, I guess we have to talk about this sometime, don't we?
Yeah. What are you thinking? The cards.
What am I thinking?
The cards have been interesting.
Well, like many people, I get news bulletins on my iPhone, and I literally woke up this morning to the bulletin on my phone that the Senate had passed the measure. I mean, I know it has to go to the House now, but they passed the bill, the big, beautiful bill, and I felt like I was kicked in the stomach. I almost wanted to cry when I saw that. It made me very sad.
Well, we had mixed results with the cards. That was yes and no. And what I think is that it passes in the Senate and it falls in Congress.
I'm thinking
that means it has to go back to Trump's desk. Look, we're looking at civil war in Congress. Would you agree? Can you talk a little bit about that with me?
Definitely. Well, just about 15 minutes before the show, you sent me a video. Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, has denounced the bill. And she's saying there ain't enough votes in the House to get this through. Now, I mean, that's coming from Marjorie Taylor Greene. And when you lose Marjorie Taylor Greene, for Trump, for the MAGA people, that's saying a lot. I think also you pointed this out on one of your shows recently. In the Senate, you have 6 year cycles between elections, where in the House it's 2 year. So a lot more people are facing re-election, and their jobs are on the line, and they know how hated this bill is. I mean, I saw today a poll that said only 29% of the nation approves of it, 59% disapproval. Fox News generously put it at 38% approval, but it's hated. The bill is horrific. I mean, it's going to take away health care, SNAP benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, social programs, greenhouse energy. I mean, it's going to put people's lives in peril. And when I think of what Mitch McConnell said, people will just go over it. They'll forget about it. No, you don't get over it when it's grandma not able to get her insulin or someone you love dying. You don't get over that. It's insulting.
How do you think we got here?
How we got here? Probably a lot of stupidity, a lot of superficiality.
Ronald Reagan tax cuts.
I was going to just say things like people raised on television, conditioned to sound bites, shorter attention spans. But going back to Ronald Reagan and the trickle down economics, this is like a bigger expansion of that. The theory that if you give the very richest people in this country more benefits, more tax breaks, more money, somehow that's going to trickle down to the middle class and to the farmers and the senior citizens. And didn't we see during the Reagan years that it was a spectacular failure?
1980 he was elected, and then we went straight into a serious recession. We were on the verge of a serious recession. If Carter had implemented his social programs, that the recession probably wouldn't have happened. It meant paying your taxes, right? To keep the social programs, to keep the offices open, because they have systematically been shutting down our government because we can't pay workers, all because they don't want to pay their taxes. And when they do have money, they hide it. We've talked about that, whether it was the Panama Papers, the Cayman Islands, buying assets in other countries like the Cayman Islands with their mega yachts and their creepy parties that we've talked about.
Tax shelters.
And they were, and one of the theories, not that I'm a big, I'm not a particularly attracted to conspiracy theories unless they're true. But one of the arguments is that is precisely what happened, that these millionaires and billionaires. They hid their money in these foreign accounts and then went to these parties and were filmed and blackmailed. And now certain people in positions of power basically own the Senate. They own Congress. They own the judges.
Yes. I mean, that was generally the feeling about Elon Musk.
Yes.
Some even going so far as to say he owned the presidency.
Right.
Yeah.
He certainly bailed the president out.
Yeah.
But what about everybody else? You know, Judge Thomas, right? He was on a mega yacht with, who was the guy who was found on a mega yacht with that was buying about bought him a house, bought him this, bought him that. He was openly bribed. You would think.
Yeah, that I remember. I don't remember who the person was.
Didn't cost it didn't. Justice Thomas was praised. He said that he better get paid more or he was going to quit. So they came up with a way to give him more money.
Disgusting.
You know, and then when he was caught with this billionaire on a mega yacht, we take vacations all the time together.
Oh, that's going to blow the cards off the table.
Yes. Spontaneous combustion.
The cards are going to burst in flames. Sorry. But I almost know the answer without even looking at these things.
Don't put them out with water. I'm melting.
Oh.
The big, beautiful bill.
I'm just going to show one card right now. Loss.
What? I'm sorry. I'm taking that.
I'm in the middle of pulling cards, but I just had to show this one. Loss. Okay, that one jumped out. So
it's good, actually.
Okay. Yes, it is. But let me get serious here.
You want me to go? Who's first?
No, I think first of all, I'm just getting readings here. The answer is yes. It is going to bring down MAGA. It is. But I'm just laughing because some things are so obvious, like shadow, deceit. Sorry, this card jumped out big time. Loss. Sorry, the truth is coming up.
Oh my God!
But I also get for the people, new beginnings and a victory for the people. What are you getting, Whimsy? But I just
exactly the same thing.
Good.
Okay, so the poverty. So this bill is associated with poverty. So steal from the poor and give to the rich. So we have where we are at. You know what? People are really afraid, you know, for the month of July, I was going to say I'm offering 20% off on my offering a senior discount for the month of July because a lot of people are really struggling. This is a poverty card. It also has to do with exile, locked out of the church. So there has become a difference between our politicians and their constituents. You know, we're in a state of poverty. What's interesting is that you look at I think of the Democrats as the opposition, but it isn't just the Democrats that are the opposition. I don't know if we can see this. Okay, I'll have to just show it to you this way. The opposition, anger, you know, 8 of Wands is swift. It can be strife, and it's swift. So I think we're seeing uprisings. You know, it's so funny. Have you ever seen the comedy of Sarah Cooper?
No, I haven't.
Absolutely hysterical. Sarah Cooper does these imitations. She does Donald Trump, and it's very funny. But Donald Trump in the bunker. Was it in the bunker? You remember when they were rioting and do you remember that?
When they were rioting, at what point? Which riot are you talking about?
They were, they had breached the, they had breached they had gotten in, right? And let me see. I can try and find it. It's absolutely funny. She's hysterical, but what she does is she does imitations of Trump. And let me just go ahead and show this because I feel like this is happening again. So let's do a little bit of a comedy break here and show you just a brief bit of the brilliant Sarah Cooper doing Trump. And what she does is she uses his real conversations.
And I was there for a tiny little short period of time, and it was much more for an inspection. There was no problem during the day. And I've gone down 2 or 3 times, all for inspection. And you go there, someday you may need it, but you go there, and I went down, I looked at it, it was during the day, it was not a problem.
Sometimes the Secret Service even tells the president, I can't do this. So you tell me, Mr. President, they didn't say to you, you have to go downstairs, my responsibility is your welfare. They didn't limit you at all in the House?
Nope, they didn't tell me that at all, but they said it would be a good time to go down, take a look, because maybe sometime you're going to need it. And I've been down, let's see, that would be number 2.5, sort of, because I've done different things, but 2.5. But I looked, I was down for a very, very short period of time, very, very short period of time.
We hit the body.
Okay.
I love her.
So she takes real things he said and she acts them out. And so what happened was the last time they were protesting right before him losing, they had breached the White House and they had sent him down into a safe area. And you get this feeling like we are America in a state of poverty, our current situation, right? People don't have jobs. They're cutting Medicaid. I mean, they are literally driving seniors to sleep in their cars. Yes. The opposition, you see, one aspect of the Eight of Wands is like riot, strife, but it's also quick, quick, quick. Here it is again. The War King comes. King of Wands. There is just this strong energy of war. And look at that. We get the world. So it goes back to the arc of history bends towards justice. Mm-hmm. Every time there has been this type of exploitation of wealth, this kind of centralizing of wealth, it starts with 1 or 2 people that are kind of like the canary in the coal mine, like Luigi out of New York that assassinated the guy from Universal Health, where it's 1 or 2 lone people, and then it becomes a revolution. Then you have some guy that comes along like Mao. You have this King of Wands come in that organizes it, and then you've got a real problem on your hand. And that's where we're headed, but we gain the world. It's not going to, MAGA is collapsing, and this look, it's been going on for a long time. We talked about it since Reagan, the cutting of taxes, and then they continued after that. They just kept cutting, hiding their money. They used to not be able to hide their money so easily in foreign countries.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the old stereotype of the Swiss bank account. Remember, that used to be the big thing, supposedly people putting their money away there, but that's almost quaint now by comparison.
Yeah,